Which fields of study in electrical engineering are related to construction? I'm planning to get my bachelor degree in electrical engineering after I get out of the military. I was planning to go in the field that's related to construction electrician, but I don't know what field of study is that. So, first of all, construction electrician, that's different than electrical engineer. You don't need to go to engineering school to become a construction electrician. You would need to go be a helper, then work your way up to journeyman electrician, and then you have a career in electrician or in construction. And if you want to do that, that's a great career. Start out as a helper, a laborer, and helping an electrician. You train under them, you get your licenses, and then you become a journeyman electrician. And you make good money. You can make per diem when you're working. But if you weren't working construction in industry, you're going to be moving around a lot, traveling, probably living out of trailers or apartments while maintaining a home base. But really, you're going to live your life on the road. But you're going to make good money because of that per diem while you're doing it. Or you work as a construction electrician in a metropolitan area. You don't get per diem, but you make good money, and then you make good career as an electrician. If you want to be an electrical engineer, though, you can still work in construction. What I'd say is just get a electrical engineering degree. They're very versatile, and then you could become a field electrical engineer or a electrical planner. Electrical planners, what they do is they work with the field engineers and the engineers in the office that are drawing up engineering drawings, and they work with the superintendents in the field that are directing crews of electricians. And what they do is they will work with the schedule. They make sure that the electricians out in the field have everything they need to do to build their electrical packages, route whatever line of cable they need to run, or route. That's mainly it. Whatever line of run of cable they need to run out in the field, or splices they need to make out in the field, interconnections they need to make out in the field. And then you're a planner. You make good living. You make per diem as an electrical engineer, but it's more kind of a mini project management role. Or you can become a field engineer and you are collaborating with electrical engineers in the office and superintendents out the field to solve problems that people are dealing with in the industry. Maybe out in the field, for example, maybe this thing doesn't line up. And the superintendent says, hey, this doesn't line up. And you're saying, oh, you're right, it doesn't line up. And then you're the one that kind of brokers that conversations with the engineers back in the office to say, hey, we're experiencing this problem in the field. We need to change the drawings. We need to reroute this line of cable. We need to run this conduit somewhere else. And you're working with the other engineers to get those plans updated. And that's a great career as an electrician in construction. Or you can work in an office. So again, a lot of construction companies have office engineers. Usually, those construction companies are what we call either design build or EPC, engineer, procure, construct firms. And they have electrical engineers that are working on construction projects, but they work from out of an office. And they are doing the engineering studies to evaluate the feasibility of a facility. They'll do the preliminary planning, preliminary drawings, set specifications for a facility, and then they'll take it from that preliminary phase to actually doing detailed engineering where they're taking those preliminary concepts and specifications and actually building the plant digitally. They'll build the plant model, and then they'll actually run the conduit, run the cable, they'll run the power, they'll develop the power needs for different pieces of equipment as an electrical engineer, and get the circuit routings and the one-line diagrams, et cetera, required to actually build those facilities. And then they'll also follow through construction. Either some of them will go out to the field, or they'll also be designing things in the engineering and helping develop the construction engineering documents. We call them issued for construction drawings that the superintendents and the journeymen and the helpers out in the field will actually build to out in the field. So there's multiple ways with an electrical engineering degree that you can get involved in construction. There's not really a specific field that you need to study. You just need to get an electrical engineering degree, but it is a very great career, very great field, and there's definitely a bunch of different opportunities to work as an electrical engineer in construction. So that is a really good question and something that I am really passionate about as somebody who spent the last year out in the field working with field engineers as an engineer.
Chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.